Hey everybody, welcome back to the ride. As promised, we got a special guest on the phone, my buddy. I really love watching this guy, man. I really enjoy him, man.
He's the best.
Individually, man, and this is just going to be great. Our special guest today is one of the most well-known cardiac surgeons in the country, but he's also a best-selling author. And he's the host of the Emmy Award-winning daytime show, The Dr. Oz Show. And he's got some good information to share about his weight loss initiatives. All of that, guess what? It's just in time for the holidays, big boys. and then, it's just a period of time where we tend to overeat a lot.
Absolutely.
I know I do. And so we're here to talk about all of that. Here's my buddy, everybody. I love this guy. Please welcome to the show, Dr. Oz.
Yeah, welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you very much for having me on. I love you too.
Hey, man, this is great. Listen, this is the third season for your show, and tomorrow marks the 400th episode.
Wow.
Ooh.
That's big.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Well, as you know, Steve, 400 means at least you survived the initial weaning process. So it was a lot of fun. And speaking of weight loss, in order to celebrate, we decided to bring on some of our biggest weight loss success stories onto the show. So we have women who have lost hundreds and hundreds of pounds. They've got fit. They look hot and sexy. So I asked them to bring on their secrets, share them with everybody. Some of these women were able to get pregnant when they had never been able to before. A lot of them just changed their lives. They showed up in their lives and stopped backing their way through their existence. And it was just a celebration. I got to say, so many people at home, and I know you feel this because you've been touching people's lives for so much longer than I have, so many people at home no longer feel like they're lost inside their own bodies. And I am justifiably proud of all the things they have been able to accomplish.
What do you think, Doc? I mean, look, I know you care about the overall health of this nation. I know you really, really do. And, because you're a cardiac surgeon and everything, and you understand all. But what really prompted you to really get down to it and use your daytime show as one of the platforms about this weight loss thing?
Well, as a heart surgeon, I would wheel people down who are overweight to the operating suite, take a bandsaw through their chest, open up their heart, do these magical operations that everyone would be patting me on the back for. But I knew these poor souls who I was trying to help didn't need me. What they really needed to do was to control their own bodies. And the issue here, Steve, is not just about how much you weigh. If you can't control your body, you can't control the world around you. So this is much more about you dealing with life more effectively. These people that we have on our 400th episode, if you ask them what their secret was to success, of course we've got secrets about having protein for breakfast and what kinds of snacks work well and the pitfall stuff that you got to avoid, the simple carbohydrates, the white foods that cause you to get fat, the white sugar, white rice. We have all that stuff. But the real secret is self-esteem. Because what you got to ask yourself is if you saw someone eating the exact same things that you're eating, someone that you cared for, what would you tell them? That's the big takeaway message.
Wow.
That's deep, isn't it? It's simple, but it's really deep. Mm-hmm.
Because I guess that's really true because you can see it in other people a lot faster and recognize it more than you can see it in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's
And when you find out from people who have been there, how they did it. Listen, I played football in college. I tried to take care of my body my whole life. I've never really been overweight. So I can talk about the theory of how to lose weight, but if you want to really learn how to lose weight, talk to someone who did it. Talk to someone who was 100 pounds overweight or 30 pounds overweight.
Right.
And they had a bunch of kids, and they're working a job, and they don't have time. What's their secret? How did they do it? And I can tell you, especially in the African-American community, when you have additional stress that drives high blood pressure and diabetes, and when we use words like sugar and a little pressure, and you don't actually understand deep viscerally inside of you that these things are killing you, they're rusting away your insides, then that sugar coating hinders you from making the change you want to be in your life.
Wow. And, I had noticed in this program, in this whole initiative, that you got something I thought was really, really smart. You created the Buddy Up for Weight Loss with the first big event. It's coming up on November 30th. Tell us about the Buddy Up Weight Loss.
Well, Buddy Up Weight Loss is part of our Transformation Nation. So here's the deal real quickly. You got 7 steps to get healthier. One of them is to tell a friend, which is about budding up. If you can go through these 7 steps, they are not difficult, but they're things you want to do anyway in your life. They include getting better sleep and how to do it. Of course, we give you tips on how to do these things. Understanding how to talk to your doctor more effectively, because people don't have a connection with their doctor. We want to rebuild those. And there are things you can do, like writing your questions down and giving them a copy. So they'll have to do the questions that you put in front of them because they'll do their homework. That's how they got to medical school.
Right.
All these are little steps. If you can do these 7 steps, we're going to give away $1 million at the end of the year.
Whoa.
So there's a judging process. There's it's like American Idol type vote, and whoever America thinks represents who they really are. Not who lost the most weight and got the most sleep, but who really represents what America has to do to get healthy. That person wins $1 million. Everybody else is healthier for trying. And the buddy program is a critical part of this because people who have buddies, not enablers, but buddies, they double the chance of success with weight loss. And so we're going to automatically connect you to people in your community. You'll be able to go to events, meet people. It's like, imagine speed dating, but for people who are going to help you with your life. Right. And these folks will play with you, and they'll help you out, and you'll chip in their health. And there are a couple concrete things you got to do. One of them is before you go to bed at night, you're going to email or text or just call your buddy and tell them your meal plan for the next day. Because people don't plan to fail, but they fail to plan, and that leads to problems with dieting all the time.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Ooh. Wow, man. I really see the benefit of having somebody, and it makes you accountable. It's accountability factor.
Somebody in your corner.
And that right there. Hey, man, one more thing, because on your show today, you're going to have a friend of mine who's been on the show before, and I've read 3 of his books. You're going to have Pastor Joel Osteen on as your guest, and you're going to be discussing if prayer has the power to heal. I got to tell you, Doc.
Groundbreaking.
That's a first.
Ever.
Daytime TV don't really go there a lot, man. What made this have such an appeal for you?
Well, Joel Osteen, who's a wonderful human being, one of the top evangelists in the country, head of the largest church in America, but he represents a huge community of Americans who understand that they have spiritual obligations to each other. And I'm asking Joel, and I've been working with the evangelical community on this, I'm asking all of us to say, okay, do we have an additional spiritual obligation to ourselves, to our bodies? Because if the body is a temple of the soul, and it's not doing well, shouldn't that be one of the things on our priority list? Joel feels strongly about it. He takes great care of himself. He talks about this in his church all the time.
Right.
And so we're talking about prayer. Now, remember, prayer, there are a lot of things as a doctor that I can explain, but there are things I can't always answer. And that's where faith comes in.
Come on.
Yeah.
It comes up, right? So if prayer can put you at peace with the unknown, especially if you're dealing with a medical issue, then it helps. And prayer fundamentally is about belief in yourself, whether it's losing weight or fighting cancer. So I asked Joel to come on, talk to me about how he talks about prayer with his congregation, what role can play he believes in healing the people in his congregation, and then I want to go back and forth with him about. And you're right, it hadn't been done on daytime television because it's a sensitive area. Yeah. But I want to be very clear about these issues with our leaders, with the people out there. The people who watch the show, I think, are health leaders of our country. They can make the conversation happen. I want people listen to Steve, to your show and say, you know what, darn it, I want to start talking to my family about the fact that it's our spiritual obligation to be healthy.
Wow.
Wow.
Man, I got to tell you, man, I think that's such a smart way to approach things on your show, to open it up from all avenues, because there are people who have a faith, and I think it's important to interject that, man. And I applaud you for taking such a bold step, because on daytime TV, that's just not done, man. Well, God bless you. I really appreciate very much all the support, and I'm looking forward to. I watch you all the time. You're so darn funny. But you are a wealth of energy and good feeling. Well, I tell you what, I'll be doing your show in I think it's next week. Yep. That I come up and do your show, man. We'll sit and we'll talk about it. And, man, we love having you on the show. If you all want more information, go to www.droz.com for more information about the Transformation Nation, about the Buddy Up program. You can watch innovative and informative videos, and you can find our show times in your area. Hey, Dr. Oz, we love you, man, and thank you so much, sir. Love you, too. Can't wait to have you up here. All right, buddy. Take care. See you soon. Bye.
He's my doctor. He just awesome. Don't know it.
We'll be back, everybody, with Mo, Steve Harvey Show right after this here.
That's my uncle, yeah.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.